Hey, my happy shiny puppies. This is Melody Fletcher, your go-to for everything law of attraction and reality creation. And today I've got a treat for you. What follows is an excerpt from one of our live Q&A calls where people just like you, students just like you, were able to ask me questions and I answered them. And today you're going to get one of those. And as you see in the coming weeks, we're going to be rolling out more and more of these. And if you'd like the chance to be a part of one of these Q&A calls for free, then stay to the end of the video and I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that. All right, I'll see you on the other side. Bye.
So the big question is this: how do we, those of us who feel deep down that we're much more powerful than we've been led to believe, and that there is something to this law of attraction stuff, actually create our own realities? What's the process of simply stepping into the reality of our choice? What about those of us who need this process to make logical, intellectual sense? My name is Melody Fletcher. You've got questions about the technology of reality, and I've got the answers. Welcome to my channel where the law of attraction finally makes some freaking sense.
Hello, thank you. Wow, what a great question.
Wasn't it
So,
though? I know, I loved it.
yes, and that was perfect for me because my question is my mom okay? She passed almost 3 years ago, and I need to know that she's okay. I believe it, but I want to know it
So what makes you think she's not?
because I don't see her like I used to physically.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so and I need to know she's happy and living life and that I will see her again.
Okay. So not only is she happy, you
Okay.
can't even imagine the happiness that she has.
Okay.
Yeah, it is so far beyond human understanding that when you catch a glimpse of it, it's like like your heart just explodes with love, and that's just scratching the surface. Like there's
Ah.
so much more. Living life is a little bit of a misnomer because she may very well be incarnated many times in parallel lives, but she's also always in the non-physical. Yeah, it's kind of like when you play a video game, you don't cease to exist outside of the video game. You're still sitting there with a controller, even though you got a character in a video game, right?
Mhm.
So she was always there, and sometimes she's here also. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like, oh, did she incarnate? Is she there or is she here now? It doesn't matter if she's here now. She's always there, and she's always there for you to connect with. Yeah. But the problem with the dead, yeah, there's no such thing as death, but the problem with those who are no longer in the physical and those who have left us, yeah, even though they didn't leave, is that they will no longer lower their vibration to meet us.
Oh.
Yeah. Which means that when we are in grief, when we are in fear, when we are in a negative emotion, we often cannot hear them. It is never a question of whether or not it's being broadcast, whether they are available to talk to us. It's, are we available to hear them? Yeah. And your mother is not despairing. And this is true for everyone's dead relative, by the way. Yeah. Your mother is not despairing that you can't hear her because she does not despair. Not in that state. But she rejoices when you do. Yeah. So it's a little bit difficult to understand often for people because they don't understand that you can be perfectly happy when something doesn't happen, but also rejoice if it does. Yeah. That it doesn't have to be a disappointment. So she's not like, come on, Holly, listen to me. I'm here. Oh, please. Oh, I wish she would. No, it's not like that. It's more like, I'm here, honey. I'm here. I haven't gone anywhere. I'm right here. And then when you get it, when you get a little message and you validate that that was from her, a little song on the radio, a smell, something that caught your attention, a book that falls off the shelf and you're like, oh my God, this is mom's favorite book. Anything. Yeah. A bird comes and flies in a certain way that makes you go, mom, like that reminds me of mom. And then don't dismiss that, validate that. You should see the happy dance.
Oh.
They do a happy, they're like, she got it! Yeah! Woohoo! Yeah, even though there's no despair of any kind if you don't. She doesn't need you to get it. She wants you to get it. Yeah. Because she will be with you for the rest of your life. She will be there for you for the rest of your life. Yeah. She will never, ever, ever not be there. And it's multidimensional. So she can do that and do a whole bunch of other shit at the same time. You're never bugging her. You're never taking time away from her. Yeah. She can be in more than one place at the same time. So you don't have to worry about, oh, well, maybe she'd rather be knitting right now, you know, and I'm taking her, maybe she'd rather be partying, you know, and I'm taking her away from it. No, you're not. Yeah. And so we don't have to get so linear about it. So what if she's been reborn? Then she won't be. She'll always be there, and she will be with you for the rest of your life, loving you, supporting you. She's part of your team. Yeah. So not only is she okay, she's like, I'm okay. Are you okay? Yeah. And stop worried about me and start focusing on yourself.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
because
sorry.
She is really there to support you, to love you, to fire you on. But, you know, she's also, like I said, at the same time, having a ton of fun. Yeah. And doing but she's got a different view. So, you know, we always like to ask questions such as, well, what are they doing? Does she still have her hobbies? It's not like that because it's not physical. Yeah. Now they do live, they focus on things, they're, you know, absolutely. But that personality that you knew as your mom, it's still there, but he's incorporated into a much larger personality. So it's kind of like saying, you know, you were playing, you know, what was that game on that annoying fucking game on Facebook a while back? Was it Farmville or something like that? Where you always got the invites, something like that, right? Where your little character has to, like, I don't know, roost chickens and build little farms. And I never played it, but I'm paraphrasing, but there's games like that, right? And so your little character spends all day, you know, planting carrots and then doing this. And then she gets like hobby points, I don't know, for, you know, going and playing a game with her dog, whatever. And then, you know, somebody comes to you and goes, oh, hey, I saw you in the video game. Now I'm seeing you in real life. You still like playing that game with your dog? And you're like, that's in the game, man. Like, yeah, I enjoyed that, but I'm bigger than that. Yeah. That doesn't make so much sense. Right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I do that there, but in real life, I might, you know, it's kind of like I played with my little cartoon dog and here I play with my real dog. It's a much richer experience. Right. Mm-hmm. So that's why it doesn't make sense to kind of go, do you still do that? It's like, yeah, maybe, but not in that form. Like a much bigger way of doing that. That interest might still be there, but it would be a bigger thing and something that we often can't wrap our heads around all that easily. Yeah. Because again, we live in 3D and we see things the way we see things. Yeah. But she's having fun and she loves you and she's right there with you. Yeah. And when you open yourself up to getting messages from her, which probably won't be her standing in your living room talking to you. Yeah. It'll be little subtle things at first that you have to then validate. So when something reminds you of your mom, consider it a message from your mom.
So my dreams, I dream about her all the time.
Yeah, that's her. Are you kidding? Yes, that's her.
Oh, okay, but
awesome. It's easier for you to accept the connection through your dream state. You have less resistance there. Yeah, that's absolutely her. Validate that, accept that. That is her, and that's how it's coming in right now. So just celebrate that. Yeah, and don't shit all over it by saying, well, that's nice, but it's only in my dream state. I wish it was happening in my waking state. It's happening. That's all you need to care about is it's happening. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, Melody. Thank you. I needed to hear that. And one quick question. Was she behind the scenes organizing this question? Because about 3 or 4 days before you asked me to be part of this, I begged my mom to let me know that she was okay.
Was she behind the scenes helping to organize this question? She didn't
Sorry.
need to. No, that's okay. Give me a second. She didn't need to. You had the question. Yeah, so she didn't, you're kind of asking if she helped you manifest this question, and no, she did not. That's you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Because I mean, your question bounced off in confusion, because then I kind of looked at her face and she's like, no, the question doesn't make any sense, because what you're asking is, did you manifest this for me, Mom? And she's like, no. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So did she help you organize this question? She's happy you asked it. Yeah. And she's cheering you on, but she didn't have to give you the question. You already had the question. You're like, give me a sign, give me a sign. And she's like, I am. Yeah. But did she pull you kicking and screaming to this call? No. You manifested it. You wanted to know, you manifested the answer. She cannot push the answer on you. It's always given, but she cannot push it on you. She can't force you to do anything. That's you. You have to listen. You have to make the decision. Yeah. So that's why that question doesn't make any sense. Does that make sense?
That does make sense. I mean, I got it, but I got it. I just need to let it soak in.
She can communicate with you, and she can send you, one can even say she can send you inspiration to a certain degree, but not really. Not to the point where, where you're like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Is this my mom? No, it's you. It's you. She cannot make you do anything. She can't make you hear her. She can't make you listen. She can't make you go down the street in a different direction. She can't make you do it. That would override your free will. Yeah. And that wouldn't be okay. And she would never want to do that. Yeah. But she's always sending you information. She's always sending you love. She's always sending you data, and it's up to you to hear it. So that's really an important part, is the empowerment of the individual. We have to open up to hear it. It's always given. Doesn't matter if you're talking about your dead mom, if you're talking about your guides, if you're talking about the universe, if you're talking about Mother Earth, it's always given. It's our job to be able to receive it. Yeah. Yes. You opened up a little bigger can there than you thought.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. I know that wasn't the answer you were expecting, but that was the answer you got, because, can't let a nonsensical question stand. Yeah. So does that make more sense now?
It does. It really does. I need to process it, because I'm still half asleep. But I had to get up and ask this question. I was so excited. So thank you. Yes. And so then that way I know my brother's okay as well. So yes.
They're all okay. They're more than okay.
They should be worried about me, right?
Yeah, and they're not worried about you, because they know your power and they know what you're doing. But really, if anybody was going to be worried about anybody, it's kind of like they're watching you from the stands, and you're in the gladiatorial arena. Yeah. And you're going, is my mom okay? And she's like, honey, watch the spears. Like, I'm fine. Like, you. Yeah. That's about as much sense as that makes. Like, she's sitting there eating grapes and drinking wine, and you're going, are you okay? And she's like, you're the one in the arena, honey. You're the one in the game. You're the one battling it out. You're the one doing this big thing that we're all so proud of you for. You do not need to worry about me for 1 second. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Melody.
You're welcome. Look at you. You made it all the way to the end of the video. Good for you. So if you'd like a chance to be part of these Q&A calls that we do for free, then all you have to do is get onto my email list. People on my email list get free gifts like this. In fact, I'll even give you another free gift for getting onto my email list, which changes periodically. So I'm not going to tell you what it is so that I can change it, but just check the description down below. Get onto my email list, get your valuable free gift, and you will be invited to take part of one of these Q&A calls yourself, where you can ask me whatever you want. Sound like a good deal? I think so. So sign up now, get invited to Q&A call, and get your own answers. Until then, enjoy the videos every week. Thank you for bringing your light to the world. Bye.